Hello, so good day to everyone. Today we're going to build our project in Java Eclipse. Um, First, I will show to you the frames of the app that we will build. Uh, so these are the frames that I made in Photoshop. This is the form window. This is the main window, and this the student's record window. So we will be building three windows using Java Swing. So let's open first the main window that we will create, then go to Java Eclipse. Just go to your default work area in your Java Eclipse IDE. If you haven't installed Java Eclipse, then you must install it. After that, another requirement is to install Window Builder. Notepad. You need Eclipse, then a window. Install Window Builder on your Eclipse. Those are the requirements to use Java Swing. So now we will create another project, Java project. Let's name it COVID project, because our project is related to COVID-19 COVID project. Then press finish, then don't create. So now let's go to src, or so the source folder, then new, other, and then go to the window builder, swing designer, and then click the application window. Let's name it main window. Be careful in naming your the name of the window. It must be in capital because you're creating a class. So here's our generated code for the main window. Now we will go to the design. Let's open the design here. Then here's our frame. Adjust our frame to 750 by 500 because that's the size that I created a while ago in the Photoshop. 500 for the height, and then 750 for the width. Now after getting that, we'll now go to the image of the main window. So we'll create a panel first. This is a panel, a Java component. So where's the panel? It's on the containers. I forgot first. You must, when you're doing something like this, you must first put a absolute layout so that you can place other components freely on the window, on the main window. That's the purpose of the absolute layout. Just click it and move your mouse here, then drop. Then we will now go to the J panel. So we will resize it. Then click to the main window, then uncheck the resizable. After that, click the panel and we'll change the background color. We'll now change the color of our main panel according to the color in the Photoshop. So let us first here is the color palette that I used in designing the main window. So let's copy the hex code and then hex code to RGB converter, because Java uses RGB in naming its colors. So let's convert it. So use the converted color 248, 255, and 299. So let's head to the code and change it. Let's us put something first in here, definite color. Then yes, as you can see, frame that get content paint set background. Here's the code for setting the background color. New color 1654242. Then let's change it to 248, 255, and 299. 248, 255, and what's the last one? 229. Just making sure that it's correct. So let's save that. Then go back to the design. As you can see, the color of the panel, the main panel, or the content pane is different now. Then we will do that also in the panel. So let's change it first into different color, because if we're going to leave that into default, then the code for changing the color will not show up. So let's go to the source. Then here's this panel. Here's our panel, the code. Then let's convert that color into RGB. That color is here, 06D6A0. Let's just copy that. And then go to the hex to RGB code converter. Then convert it. So the color converted is 6, 214, and 160. 6, 214, and 160. So go to this design page again, and as you can see, the color of our main panel is now different and is actually the same with this. So now for the text, we will use label, J label. So just drag down the I forgot, first we must use absolute layout, then click on the panel so that we can move freely whatever component we want to drop here. So that's the J label. Then just resize it according to whatever you want, as long as it's good looking. So let's change the text. Here's the text. let's change the text to Yupang students health form, then action indicator. Action indicator. Press OK. Then let's change the size to a bigger one. $28. It's good. Then put it to center, horizontal alignment, and then set, whatever we're gonna do is to cut the help form and action indicator and separate it into different labels. Cut the action indicator. So just resize and position it according to. Then another J label on the bottom. Just change it to action indicator. Then change it to 29, the same font size with the upper one. Then let us change the foreground color into a different one. The same with this. So what we actually use in this is the same color as this, because now we will just copy and paste what was the RGB on that here. Just copy it, and so once see J label, set foreground new color, then just paste the number on that, and then another here, and then save, and then look at the design. Then it will now be different from the past one. So then let us now click, then change it to, I know, not that, change it to something, the font, because we use Arial. I don't know if, oh, okay, here an Arial block, or so Arial block. Yun. So far so good. Let's change it to 28. The same with this. Okay, so far so good. And then now we will drop some buttons here, the form button and view students button. and then after that we will use label icons also. So now pick the J button here on components, J button, and just resize it. Another button, just to make sure that they have the same size. Click the bounds, then click for the width and height. So let's just say that it's 150, 145, and the height is 80. The same with this, 145 and 80. Okay, so they are aligned. Now we will change the background again. Just pick random color, then just copy and paste what we did in the panel. Here's 6214 and 160. Just copy that and then paste it on here. Change new button to the two buttons. Oops. Then it's now set. Then you will wonder why the background is not changing, but it's okay. I don't know if it's a bug in Eclipse design page, but if you run the program, it's all good. The background color is still the same as this, but on this design page it doesn't show up. So it's okay as long as you really change the properties here. So now we'll change the foreground, the same with here. So let's change the foreground to 248, 255, and 229. Let's copy that and then set foreground, then just change that, set foreground, copy that, then copy that, then btn new button, let's set foreground. This refers here, I just did copy it and then erase the underscore one, then done. It's done. So if you run it, it's almost similar to this. Let's just change the text of the button into form and view students. So let's do that. So click the button, then the text to form, and then another one, another button, oops, into view students. Click OK. So if you run that, see that it's form and view students. So let us increase the font size and use Arial. Just set its size into 15. The same with this, Arial 15. Then it's all good. So it's not working. Why? I don't know. So let's just change the size into 10 or 12. Yes, change the size into 12. So now let's test design. Okay, form and view students, it's all good. Then we will now um, add the image here and here to the content pane. So now for the adding of image into our content pane, we will now first create here on our project tree, then source, then default package, new, then folder. Let's name folder images, then go to the download first the icon that we will use. So form here for form png, and where's the view, copy it and just paste it here, paste. As you can see here the image. Next, what we will do is use a label. Here's a label, resize it, then click the icon, class path, source images, then here form, click OK. Then we will resize that later. Another is we'll do another J label, same size, icon, class path, source images. Okay, so how can we resize that? So now how can we resize an icon to fit its label? So you can see the image doesn't fit the label because the image is too big for the label to handle. So let us first scale the label size to a little bit smaller. So the size is 120 by 110. 120 by 110. Just remember these two numbers here, 120 by 110, because we'll gonna use it later. So go to the source folder, then look for the label. Here is the variable for the label, new label 2, then label new label 3. Look for that. depending on the what is assigned by the design folder in your computer, look for that. In my case, it is labeled new label number 2. And then as you can see, if you read the code here, here's the one that's setting the icon. So we will gonna alter that in order to resize it. So first, what we're gonna do is to assign new image icon. Image icon equals, we're just gonna copy this one up to this second parenthesis and then put a semicolon. Number 2 is to get image. Image is equals to, here we're going to refer to this image icon dot get image. Then click this, then import java.awt. Another is image, new image equals image dot get scaled instance. Just click that, and then what was the number that we want to rescale our image? It's 120 by 110. Then we're gonna change the 0 into image, and then press Control space, dot scale smooth, and then at semicolon. Then we're gonna convert the image into image icon again. Image icon AMG icon equals new image icon. Then we're gonna pass the new image onto this new image, and then semicolon. And then we're gonna remove this original code and set image icon into this. So let's save and then run, and let's see if it works. As you can see, it worked properly because now the image is now viewable as what is the size of the label that is holding it. So we're just gonna copy the code and do it for the second label. So here's another one. Remember it when let's just copy this and just replace this here and then set to the new image. So it's not working, then we're just gonna click here, image 1, image icon. Oops, wait. Image icon and img icon 2, new image icon new image 1 then img icon 2. So let's see, all good. So our main window is now created. Our next what we will do next is to create a functionality in which If we will click the form, we will go to the form window, and we will also create our form window. So that's all.